Welcome to today's Let's Talk Wellness. We are here with Holly and Shannon from Exos, and they are here to talk about fueling your workout. So what you eat surrounding your exercise routine can make or break a great workout. So we're here with Holly and Shannon to learn the best pre and post-workout nutrition so you can get the most out of your every exercise session. So I'm going to turn it over to them and enjoy.
Hello, everybody. I'm Holly, and you saw Shannon before, and we're excited to be here today and to discuss how to fuel your workout properly with you guys. As Jen was saying, what you eat pre and during and post is very important. So we just wanted to touch on that so that you can get the most out of every exercise session that you are doing. So we do want to keep it an open conversation today. If you have any questions or you want to chime in at any time, please do. We love to hear what everybody has to say. And we'll be opening it up during the presentation, and we'd love to hear from you all. So, Jen, you have the first slide up, right? Yes, I'm sorry, actually you were on the first slide. So we're gonna dive right in and just pose the question, what does performance nutrition mean to you? So let's keep the conversation open. If you just wanna write it in the chat, or you can unmute yourself.
I can start, that way you can kind of go off if anyone else doesn't have anything to chime in yet. I would say, like, personally for me, like we just talked about, it's all about fueling your workout. So like when I grew up playing high school sports, for example, or just going for a workout, I always knew it was important to eat something before. I didn't know exactly what. So I would always get that in, but I wasn't sure of the during and post workout recovery. I know it all is for the recovery process. It kind of starts that in advance. So now I'm more of aware of what I'm putting into my body and why it helps so much. So that's just an example.
Yeah, I think everybody, like when they're younger, you just shovel in anything and you just don't pay attention, you know. Specifically, does anybody have a routine of anything that they eat or drink before, during, or after? I know some people have a strict routine of what they do and they love it. So we just love to hear what you're doing.
I usually don't eat it at all before. I just drink a lot of water.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Water is important though. That's good.
Yeah, water is important.
A lot.
You know, and now that I said that out loud, I'm just thinking, I used to run marathons. We did train and eat bananas and power bars, but I'm not doing that anymore. I'm much older.
Yeah.
So my workout is totally different.
Yeah,
So
and that's a good point too, is that you really have to tailor your nutrition to what you're doing. So I, for one, always, and I know Shannon can vouch for this, like at work before I would teach a class or something, I all the time would have a Greek yogurt and like grapes or an apple. Yeah, so basically like a protein and a carb, but go ahead. No, I thought somebody was going to say something there, but yeah, just kind of putting a protein and a carb together. So yeah, Jen, I can't see if you're on the next slide there. So I just want
the right one.
Okay, good. Yeah. So next, I just wanted to touch on fueling your energy pathways and just kind of focus on which macronutrient you want to be eating to fuel that workout. So you kind of always want to have a carb beforehand, and carbs are basically going to be for higher intensity, shorter workout periods. They're also like the most easily tapped into for immediate energy. So that is always a good one to have before your workout. Then moving on to protein, that's going to fuel low intensity periods, low intensity for longer periods. And like I was saying before, the best thing to do is always to kind of have the protein and the carbohydrate hand in hand. So both at the same time. A protein alone is just not going to work enough to fuel you through your workout. It's not going to have that sugar to feed you. Now, protein on the flip side, after the workout, we all know is super important, right? Because that's going to prevent muscle damage, and that's also going to promote recovery. But we'll get into that as well. And then, of course, fluids. Fluids are super, super, super important. So that's something that can either make or break your workout as well. Staying hydrated is going to help maintain your blood pressure during exercise so that your heart doesn't work harder. And believe me, you do not want your heart to be working harder during exercise. Okay, we've all seen what can happen, and staying hydrated is just going to help you all around. It's going to improve your circulation, and it's also going to improve the delivery of oxygen and nutrients to your working muscles.
All right, good. So moving on, it was good to hear from a few of you. Everyone has their own routine, like we said, that works best for them. And if you don't, we are glad that you're here today to kind of learn some more about it. Like Holly said, carbs and proteins and staying hydrated are so important for not only during the workout, but pre and post, for that to really kickstart that recovery. So now we want to provide you with some tips and pointers on how to fuel your workout. So let's get right into pre-workout fueling. Again, this is great to prepare your body for impending physical challenge. Yep, thanks, Jen. You will enter the activity with enough fuel to give your maximum effort throughout the workout, so you won't start feeling that fatigue. You can do this by eating a small balanced stack containing a carbohydrate, a fluid, and a small amount of protein. We always say about 45 minutes to 2 hours before your activity. That way you have enough time to digest. I'm not sure about you guys, but I don't know if I could eat 30 minutes right before my workout, especially if it's some cardio. So you want to try to aim for about 15 to 30 grams of carbs, a small amount of lean protein, so like 5 to 10 grams, and make sure you're avoiding any fatty foods. We will show you some examples in a little bit of some of the foods. Actually, Jen already has them up, which is great. Going into a workout properly fueled will improve your performance and jumpstart that recovery process that we've talked about. Again, I like to hear that marathon runner, fluids are very, very important. So you like to aim for about 16 to 20 ounces of water or any type of fluid before that workout. So as you can see on this slide here, a half a turkey sandwich or peanut butter sandwich is great. So we suggest like whole foods before. Greek yogurt, so I have some yogurt here. This is great. Or like an apple with honey on top would be great with that yogurt. Again, some sugar, some carbs, a half cooked cup of oatmeal with peanut butter. Again, peanut butter just has some carbs and some fats in there that'll provide you some energy and fuel throughout that workout. Another good one is a slice of whole grain bread and a hard-boiled egg. Or my go-to recently actually has been a small bowl of cereal with some like almond milk and a half a banana. So really, it can be anything as simple as that. There's a lot of options, and you can kind of find something that works best for you. I know everybody's bodies are different, so it takes some playing around with to see kind of what your best option is. I'm actually going to turn it over back to Holly to let her touch on some additional pre-workout tips. I know this is more personal for her, and she has some important information to share as well.
Yeah, so I just wanted to share that I actually have reactive hypoglycemia. So that is the reason why I always have something 45 minutes before I exercise. Like Shannon was saying, I used to be able to have it like a half an hour beforehand, but forget it. I will puke it, guaranteed. I don't know what happened to me as I got older. But yeah, so like 45 minutes ahead of time, I always pair a protein with a carb. But I did want to let everybody know that you don't have to be hypoglycemic to have a hypoglycemic episode, right? So if you guys are working out and you notice that you're kind of lightheaded and a little bit shaky, and you've been doing an intense workout and maybe you didn't eat beforehand, your sugar could 100% be crashing. I would say that is the number one thing that we saw at the fitness center that was happening to people. I can't say right and left, but it definitely happened a couple times a year. And I will tell you, it is embarrassing to be that person that is laying on the floor in the back of the gym because you didn't eat anything beforehand and now your sugar has crashed. So it is super, super important to make sure that you do have something beforehand, especially before an intense workout. I know some people can get away with not doing it, but I wouldn't really test the waters. So yeah, I just wanted to share that about myself. Jen, would you mind flipping to the 4th slide? Oh, thank you. So the next one is about hydration, and this one is also super, super, super important. I think hydration overall is very important, but certainly while you're working out. I know I saw people come into spin classes without any water, and it just blew my mind. I was concerned for them the entire time. You're more likely to pull muscles, you're more likely to pass out. You want to keep your body working optimally at all times. And in order for it to do so, you want to be hydrated. So these are just some pointers here that you might want to pay attention to. I guess the main point that I would want to make is that just keep water with you all the time. Just keep it with you. You don't want to be without it. But you want to weigh yourself beforehand, and you don't want to lose more than 2% of your body weight in water. A general rule of thumb would be to take 4 to 6 gulps of fluid every 15 minutes. But you don't even really have to pay attention to that. Just keep it with you and just keep drinking. Then moving into the center there is just kind of about maintaining electrolytes. It really, you know, for you marathon runners, I can't believe Shannon's not alone here. Shannon's the marathon runner, not me. It's given, I think it's great for you guys, but it is not in my book, that's for sure. But anyways, that's where you might want to be concerned about electrolytes, but you don't always want to just chalk it up to those really long workouts either. Sometimes those intense ones can creep up on you. Maybe you didn't eat the night before, you didn't have anything for breakfast, and lo and behold, now you've got the perfect storm. I hate to throw this out there because I hate to put age into it, but it seems to me too, like as you get older, even fueling yourself more properly and paying attention more is just more and more important. Like the older you get, it's been that way for me anyway, so I can't say that for everybody. Okay, yeah, now is a sports drink needed? So this is also another thing that comes to mind that people always question. So the general rule of thumb is if you're training for less than an hour, you probably do not need a sports drink. And if it's more than an hour, it's possible that you could, and it might be helpful. Now, again, from somebody that is hypoglycemic, I like to keep it there as a safety net. And now Shannon had asked me before, she said, what sports drink do you like to have? And Gatorade is actually the one I picked. Now I know Gatorade sometimes gets some bad reviews or whatever, but that's because it does have a lot of sugar in it, and it's going to deliver that sugar right away. And I think people kind of abuse Gatorade, so they just sit there and drink it for water when it's not necessary. I would probably only use it when you really think you need it, you know, but it can help bring your sugar up rather quickly.
Yeah,
go ahead.
There's a few new ones too, like Body Armor is a big one now. I see a lot of people with Body Armor, but same thing. It's just a little bit of sugar, electrolytes, if you do need that. Also, I wanted to chime in, for example, for the hydration. I know we talked before actually about the marathon, but that was something I really, really learned, how a hydration was important, specifically more for the recovery, just because I was running more than typical day after day. So drinking the water or any extra electrolytes kind of helped me prepare for the run the next day as well. So I wasn't fatigued or as sore. Definitely the soreness was big. Also, as you guys know, it'll help with cramping, any type of those injuries, small injuries you can kind of avoid, just making sure you're simply hydrated. So again, 16 to 20 ounces before your workout, and then you want to aim to just kind of sip on it throughout your workout. So again, fluids are super important. Can't stress it enough.
Yeah, I just want to interject. I know I didn't have this on here, and this doesn't have to do necessarily with water hydration, but I just didn't want to leave without making this point too. Energy drinks. So any of those Red Bulls, anything like that, scrap them 100%. I just wanted to let everybody know that my husband actually, he had a heart attack. He was 38, so it was a couple years ago. I know that's very young. Now, was it just because of the Red Bull? No, he has not the best lifestyle, I would say. He's a smoker and his diet is not fantastic. It's much less than fantastic. But one thing that was brought up that they had asked him was, do you drink energy drinks? And sure enough, he was having a Red Bull every day. And the cardiologist told him, listen, of all the things that you do, cut that Red Bull out. He said, really, it leads to so many cardiac events that they can't even believe that those things are on the market. So I just wanted to throw that in there, that if you're using them, please try to get rid of them.
Good point. Yeah, that is a really good point. So post-workout, we'll move on to post-workout. Again, recovery is super important. We've been touching on that a lot. And a lot of people tend to skip it in general. So that nutrition afterwards. Proper post-workout nutrition can halt tissue damage and facilitate regeneration. So those muscles are going to start to recover on their own. So Jen, if you could please flip to slide 5. Yep, awesome. Okay, so whether you're exercising in the morning, afternoon, or evening, just make sure your performance nutrition strategy matches your goals. So it will be different for everybody. The right blend of nutrients will help you get the most out of your training, boost your energy levels to keep you sharp, and support your body's recovery process. Eating the right ratio of carbs and protein after workouts, repair muscle, will speed up the recovery process, re-energize the brain and body. And then also, like we've been talking about, don't forget to replace those fluids, the lost ones, and those electrolytes. So as you can see on the slide that Jen has up for us, you want to focus on 3 main things here. Refuel with carbs. The more intense your training is, the more carbohydrates you will need. You can also see, depending on your body weight, so there's a small chart there, that will affect how many quality grams of carbs and protein you will need post-workout as well. So again, you'll rebuild with that protein. So body weight determines your protein needs post-workout as well. So those grams, that little charts over there. And then rehydrate with fluids. So 20 to 24 ounces of fluid for each pound lost during training. So again, like Holly said, it is important if you can to try and weigh yourself before and after your workout to kind of base that on there. So let's talk about some good post-workout foods. Some are similar to the pre-workout, so it makes it easy. You can always eat on your next scheduled meal as well. So if you're running or getting that workout in between lunch or dinner, there's also several options. So like we said before, Greek yogurt with fruit or honey is awesome. Also a common one I know I've seen people, their go-to is 20 ounces or one of those little chocolate milks you can buy. So chocolate milk, they always say it's a great recovery drink. A cup of oatmeal with milk, so like almond milk, you could throw some almonds in there. Half peanut butter jelly sandwich on whole grain bread. Sourdough English muffin, 2 hard-boiled eggs. You could throw some avocado on there, like a 1/4 of avocado and some tomatoes. A cup of Greek yogurt, whole grain cereal with any type of fruit, like blueberries, strawberries would be great on top. And then also another good one would be your choice of protein blended with frozen fruit or fresh fruit with Greek yogurt. So you can kind of make your own smoothie with that. And then good for a protein source, scrambled eggs with whole wheat toast. And then you could have like 6 ounces of orange juice or your go-to juice, apple juice, whatever you would prefer. And then you can see kind of up there, the post-workout, there's that little chart. The sooner you get your post-workout nutrition, the quicker you'll recover. So you will have that little window, but you want to try and aim it to get in 30 minutes or less to kind of start that recovery process, and you'll get the best out of it. So with that being said, we want to open it back up to you guys, see if you have any questions or comments regarding anything that we went over today. We hope that you guys took away some key points from our presentation. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to unmute yourself, put it in the chat.
I think the main thing is that you want to be able to perform at your best for every workout, you know? So I think everybody like goes through these times where I think we're all trying to like eat less calories all the time. Maybe I'm just speaking for myself here, but I know for a lot of people at the fitness center too, you feel like it's counterproductive to be eating before you're working out. But I think if you just always keep in mind that it's about performing well, you know. Ultimately, you want to have the best performance at your workout. You want to have your head held up high when you're running instead of like dragging, you know.
Have the energy. Yeah. Any questions? Jen, if you could flip to the last slide too. Yep. So if you do have any questions on any of these topics or fueling your workout in general, please reach out to Holly or I. Our emails are both on this last email. We would love to help. We love to hear from you guys.
I have a question. It's Trisha. Can you send us the list of the foods that you just mentioned?
Yes, of course. Yep.
Shannon?
Yep. We have a few handouts on there. So yeah, I can
Great.
do a few of them. Yeah, of course.
Thanks.
So actually, if you don't mind just putting your email, unless Jen, is there another way we could do it to get it to if anyone else wanted it?
Yes, there's some questions regarding to get the copy of this presentation as well. We could definitely email you guys if you want to put your email addresses within the chat. We could get them over to you, as well as this presentation is recorded and will be posted back up with Inversion Pulse in your calendar. So you'll be able to watch it as well.
Okay, great. Let me get these down. Okay, awesome.
Fantastic. Those were some great tips. I know I took away a lot. I will slide back up here. I thought this post-workout slide was fantastic. I did snip it and I saved it to my, you know, I mean, I have the whole slide deck, but I saved it to my, in my files as well. So this is
Awesome.
fantastic.
Thanks.
I too, like you, Trisha, I don't like to eat before I work out. I find myself, I perform better, I guess, but I definitely need to, you know, have a pre and post workout routine that is a little bit more efficient.
Oh yeah.
See, everybody's different across the board. That's why it's so hard too, you know. Like if I don't eat beforehand, forget about it. I'll be that person on the floor, you know.
Yep. I
You
mean,
don't want that.
yeah.
No, my God, no.
And
And it's
for
very
me,
easy.
for me too, I
What'd you
previously
say,
used
sorry?
to wake up at, you know, 5 a.m. or 4:30 a.m. And then I would teach an 8 a.m. class, and then I actually wouldn't eat breakfast until 8:30, 8:45, 9. I would go that long without eating. But for me, there was no way I could eat prior to, because I was like still kind of like waking up. And then my 8 a.m. spin class would like actually fire me up to like to wake up. So
Yes. I was the
everyone's
same
different for sure.
Oh yeah. I always forgot about the post-workout. Like I normally was pretty good with like peanut butter toast before, something small.
Yep.
But then after I would go shower and move on with the day. And yeah, it's one of the most important things.
Yes, peanut butter toast definitely is one of my favorite ones. Favorite
A little bananas on top, a few bananas, you're set.
for sure. I'll slide back to a couple of slides here.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
there's a couple of the pre-workout foods.
Yeah, and I think always just across the board is just the idea to pair a protein with a carb, just to slow down the carb, the release of the carb will sustain you longer.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Are there anyone on this call like looking to train for a marathon, looking to train for any specific sport, or just strictly just exercise? Feel free to put it in the chat or talk. No? We're all looking for fitness for life over here. Just
Yeah.
My
being over-
marathon days are over.
Well, it is 60 degrees today, guys. So it's definitely a nice day to, get out and get a walk in or get a nice little jog in for sure. So don't forget to have that pre-workout and post-workout routine going for you. So if there's no other questions, we'll hang around for the next like 4 to 5 minutes. Feel free to type in within the chat or feel free to ask us. But otherwise, just a reminder that next week we are going to be here talking about fad diets. So all the different ways to structure your diet, but you've been never given any guidance. So we're going to really give some myth busting facts about these fad diets out there. So join us next week, same time, same place, 12:30 to 1, using the same link. Feel free, if you need that reminder, go ahead with Inversion Pulse, within Be Well to say, yes, I'm in for next week's seminar. And we'll see you next week. Thank you, guys.
Great. Thank you, Jen. Thank you, ladies.
Thanks,
thank
everybody.
you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for all
Thank
coming.
you.
Bye, thank you.
Yeah.